Go sit down, Boo-Boo. Ooh. The heating's just come on, so that'd be nice. There we go. Hi, guys. Ooh. Right. No, that way. There we go. Hey, Mara. Oh, yes, I've got to get that set up, haven't I? Hang on a second. I can't set that up until I've shared my video. That's what always catches me out. I get it set up and then I have to share my video and it moves everything. I'm freezing. Oh, I've got the heating on. There we go. Coffee. Right, where's my YouTube now? Where did my YouTube go? There it is. Live chat. There we go. Now I can see everybody. So that's me. And that's chat. And that's you lot. There we go. Prairie, Goth, hi. Sorry, I'm just getting my screen set up so I can see everybody. I share my screen and then I have to change everything, and every time I forget. There we go. Now I can see everybody. Oh, I'm so cold. I don't know why I'm so cold, but I've literally got goosebumps. The heating's on. It shouldn't be that cold. But it blooming well is. Oh, heat. Come out. And you think I need to move this bookcase. This one here is in front of the radiator. I need to move it. I might have to swap it with this. Put that over there somewhere. Hey, Cody. Right. Continuing with our shadow box today. I didn't get a chance to paint mine yesterday, obviously, because... Oh, it's not over there. Hang on. It's over here. I didn't get a chance to paint mine, obviously, because we were doing Halloween Chronicles. We're supposed to be doing Halloween Chronicles again tonight, so I won't be able to do it tonight either. That's going to be a bit of an issue. But all I'm going to do is just paint it black anyway, so it's not the end of the world. I can't find the back of it though. I don't know what I've done with it. I think I need it today though, because we're going to be, oh, excuse me. Oh. We're going to be painting the moon on this one. Oh, by the way, everybody, when you first join the meeting on Zoom, your microphones are automatically switched off because it makes sure that I don't get any massive feedback in the middle. Hey, love bug. I don't get any. We don't normally see you. Nice to see you. Are you on half term or something? Yeah, we don't normally. What was I saying? I lost completely what I was saying. Yes, the flipping heck. Will you please be quiet? I can't concentrate with you making all this noise. Tush, hi. I'm stopping in before work. Good-o. Come on, brain. Think. I'm trying to figure out how I had this the other day that you could see it without this being in my face. What did I do? Yeah, when you join Zoom, your microphone is muted automatically. It stops me getting any. It stops me getting any. Will you stop? It stops me getting any feedback from whatever's going on with your sound. So you have to switch your sound on and unmute yourself in order to use the microphone on there. Because it doesn't always tell you that you're automatically muted, you see. That's why I'm saying it. And it's not, Ashley's not showing up as any mic at all. So that's a bit strange. Just another reason for saying it, because it might be that you haven't switched your mic over to unmute or to allow your mic to work or something. I don't know. Anyway, will you give it a rest? Please stop. You're being naughty. No, stop. I know what I did. How do people think when they've got kids? How do you ever think through an entire? How do you? Oh, you're Valerie. Oh, you're Valerie. Oh, okay. I didn't know that was you. I'll just put 2 and 2 together. Making toast. Yeah. Good plan. Oh, no, that's fine. It's not a problem for you to be muted. I'm just saying, when you come into a meeting, you're muted automatically, even if you set your mic to work. It automatically mutes everybody, including me. That's why you get a funny white screen when I join, because it mutes my audio and video so that I have time to set up. There you go. That's what I did. I had my... There we go. Now I know what I'm doing. Well, that remains to be seen, but I'm so cold. There you go, Ashley, you're showing up now. So whatever you did, that fixed that. Oh, I've got goosebumps. I don't know why I'm so cold. I just suddenly went cold just before I came on. So this is what we're doing for those who haven't seen the previous episodes yet. I need to find the back of this. What have we done with it? Oh, it fell on the floor last time, which means it's in that box because I'd have picked it up. Hang on. Here it is. Found it. Okay, we're back in business. Scooby, will you please sit down? You're being a brat. They're being misbehaved because I won't let them sit in the bedroom, which is the front room, because there's a load of kids outside and they keep barking at them, and I'm not dealing with that today. This is a shadow box. Okay. This is Perspex. And this fits on here. And if you can see there, once this is glued on, there's a slot. Okay. So into that slot, we can put I'm just going to lift it up and do it because it's not slot put together properly. There we go, we can slot thingies like that. Why would we want to do this? One asks. Well, we've got one that's got a half moon cut out of it. And this one is going to have a full moon, which we haven't painted yet. So we can have the phases of the moon. See, like so, and like so. And I figured out how to do the crescent moon. You remember I was talking about having, oh, that's not it. I kept this to do the crescent moon. I figured that out. So what I'll do is I'll use a piece of acetate. I'll stick the moon to it, the crescent moon to it, and then I can put no. Yeah, I'm going to have to put labels on these so I know which is which, aren't I? I can put that in there like that. The acetate will have the crescent moon on it, not the half moon, obviously. And then that'll look like that. See, you get the idea. So that's a number of things I need to do today. So I might as well start with this, I think. Let's cut this down. I'm going to do the same with this as I did with everything else. I'm literally going to line it up on that corner. Whoops. And where's my, oh, you'll do the job. I'm just marking the edge. Like that. Whoa, hi. Is that regular copy paper for the background or thicker? No, this is cartridge paper. Now, because I painted both sides and I'm careful with what I do, cartridge paper is okay. But if you want it to be okay with whatever you throw at it, use watercolor paper. Or, you know, at the very least, mixed media paper. But no, it's not copy paper. It's cartridge paper. It's 120 GSM, I think. I'm not 100% sure. It's somewhere along those lines. Okay, that's going to make me jump. I've put the bell on so that I could hear when people come in, because it creeps me out looking up at the screen and suddenly there's 6 people there that I didn't know had come in. But that bell is a little loud. Hopefully you can't hear the little bell. This is I'm gonna have to clean this off. Hey, Ashley.
Hi. I was driving.
Okay.
It puts you in driving mode.
So driving mode is when you've got absolutely nothing going on. Right, gotcha.
So I was just listening, but now I'm home.
Oh, that's good. If you could put it in driving mode and you can listen, that's cool, because Pam listens on her commute and Brenda does too. Okay, so this will also fit in here. like that. Let's make sure it's all the same size. Oh, I think I've cut it the wrong way round. There we go. It's that way. Now we've got to make a crescent moon to go on there. Hey, Cody.
Hi, Cody.
So.
Hello.
Hello.
Okay, I'm just thinking, having a moment. I'm trying to remember. I'm gonna have to look it up because otherwise, you know, I'll get it the wrong way round because you know me with left and right. And even if I try and get it the right way round, it'll be wrong. Moon phases. I'm pretty sure that the crescent moon goes that way. Let's just check. Here we go. So, yeah, first quarter on the left, last quarter on the right. No, first quarter on the right, third quarter on the left, crescent moon on the right. That's right. Yeah, okay. Just checking. Definitely goes on the right. So what I need to do is make another nice, decent curve out of this. But first I'm going to have to tidy this bit up. When cutting a curve, use the longest pair of scissors you've got and don't move the scissors, move the paper. You have a lot more control.
So do you have a camera going down on your work? Because I don't see that.
Oh, do you not?
I don't. Do you see it, Cody? Or you're muted?
I see it, but I have to swipe to see it on my phone.
Ah,
Oh.
yeah, if you're on your thing, you have to swipe it. Sorry, have I not pinned it?
I don't know.
Sometimes I have to pin it.
Oh, switch to screen share?
I
No.
can see it.
Oh, there it is.
Yeah, it's on
Okay.
the screen share, yeah.
I mean, as pretty as you are, I want to see what you're doing.
Well, you should be able to get...
I see it now.
Yeah, but you should have the screen with me inset in the screen.
I do now. Before it was just
Oh, you
you.
do now? Oh, okay.
I had to click share screen or something like that.
And then the little one that's just me, on the recording, it'll just be me, but if you're in Zoom, it'll flick to you and back. So I can see, I don't know if it does for you, if it'll change to Cody when she speaks, but.
It highlights it green, like around it.
Oh, right. I've only got one box and it just flicks between whoever's talking. It just comes up with your name. But I'm the host, so my settings are a little bit different, I think. Okay, that's neater. I'm sure I can use that for something, so I'll put that there. Now, how am I going to, I might be able to use this actually, this might work. I found my massive embroidery hoop. No, that's not going to be big enough, is it? It's too big. I need a smaller curve. So I'll use my... Yeah, I swapped it round so that instead of having my camera over there, it's now over here, which means it's on the same side as my light, which means whatever I'm doing here, you should be able to see, but you shouldn't get any glare. Hopefully that'll work. It gets better as it gets darker outside, because at the moment you're getting light from the window as well. But by tonight, it'll get dark outside. And next week it won't be a problem because we've literally got daylight saving time changing on at the weekend, so it will literally be an hour different anyway. So it'll be getting darker. I'm just getting the size of the moon that I originally had, roughly. So that's the size I originally drew this circle. And what I want to do is make this a little bit more shallow. Let me find the center. 5, 3, 2.5 and a bit. It's very technical the way I measure stuff, you know. Let's try centimeters. Has it got any centimeters?
I was going to say try centimeters. I always use centimeters when there's a bit involved.
No, I like my inches. They're easier to see. Sometimes you get lucky and it's like exactly centimeters, but yeah, not very often. Okay, so I need to make it shallower. Let me think about the maths involved here now. I want it to be the same width, but I want it to be lower down here. So I need to add that much to my width, I think, to make that work. Don't laugh if it doesn't work. Oh, it nearly did work, look. It almost worked. Oh my God. I'm as surprised as you are. If I bring that down to the corner. Seriously, I am surprised, as surprised as you are. My center's off. Of course it would be. Yeah, of course. Let's try it. There to there. There we go. That'll be slightly more even. No, it's not. It's not more even. It's not getting any more even. Okay. I want it to be corner there to the corner there. To the corner there. Okay. Maybe I moved it as I turned it. I must have done. There you go. That was a little more brain work than I planned on this afternoon. So now we're going to cut that out. Again, I'm going to use, hey Sue, I'm going to use long scissors again. So I've got more control. Doesn't matter if it's not exact on the line, it just needs to be even. Hello. Don't even ask me how I'm going to paint that because I don't know. Okay. Let's put that back. Have you noticed how since I got my cubes, I keep putting things away as I use them? Eraser. Where's my eraser? Oh, I haven't put my rings on today. Where is my eraser? Hello. Oh, there it is. Whoops. If you can hear peculiar grumbling in the background, it is literally grumbling. It's Boo. He is not happy about being kicked out of the bedroom. And he is literally grumbling his ass off. Alrighty. No, wrong one. I don't want that one. I want that side. There we go. So line that back up with where it's going to be. Wrong way round. Again. Why don't these line up? They should do. It does line up. Maybe I'll just do it in here and that won't be a problem. Okie dokie. I'm literally just lining it up with the edge of the full moon on here. That'll work. So I need to put some glue on it. Your mic's on, Ash.
Oh, sorry. I'm making a racket.
You are making a racket, yeah. It's okay.
My iPad's falling over.
It sounds like you've got rats or something. Okay, I'm just throwing some glue on the back of this, and I'm using PVA glue because the PVA glue worked really well to stick that other bit of acetate on my other project. And I'm not convinced that stick glue, what's it called? Glue stick, that's it, glue stick. I'm not convinced that glue stick would hold it for any length of time. And I want it to hold right to the edges. I don't want to be getting it caught on things and I'm sliding it in and out or any of that rubbish. Smooth it all down flat. And remember to wipe my finger today so I don't get glue all over everything. Scooby, settle down, please. Go to bed. Go sit on your bed. Okay. About there ought to do it. Wipe off any excess before it dries. It does slippy slide a bit on this acetate, so got to be careful to keep it in place. Now, can you see that? There's air bubbles under there. That's what happens when you use glue stick as well. And this is why I always say you need to go in and get your scrapey tool and get those air bubbles out, because that is what stops your glue from sticking over time. This is why people who just throw things on with a bit of glue stuck in the middle come back 5 years later and go, oh, everything's falling out of my book. Glue stick is crap. The glue stick's not crap. You need to get the air bubbles out. And particularly with a liquid glue like this, you really need to get all the air bubbles out. Because if there's air bubbles, what isn't there? If a particular bit has an air bubble, hey Mara, between the acetate and the paper, what is not there? Anybody? Glue. If you've got air between your acetate and your bit of paper, then there's no glue there. And that means that that bit is going to come off. I'm just getting the bits of glue off the acetate. It's easier to do it while it's still wet. Just use a slightly abrasive cloth. I'm using this, these are microfiber towels, and they're really good for getting glue bits off that aren't quite dry. Okay, so I'm going to put that in between the book so it holds it flat to dry. That's that one done. Crescent moon, tick. Dark moon, tick. First quarter, tick. Second quarter, tick. Sue got there. Sue got it. Well done, Sue. Gosh, is that much how much lag there is between Zoom and YouTube? That's a good 3-minute lag. So you people watching on YouTube, you 3 minutes behind the rest of us. This is why I want to use Zoom, people. Which reminds me, I've got Carolyn on the whole find out how you get Zoom to be on your big TV as well as on your phone. You can Chromecast it. None of us know how to do it. But she's got iPad, iPhone, Android phone, Android tablet, and a smart TV all at her disposal, so she can figure out how to do it. And then she's going to write instructions for you so that you know how to do it, Rachel. Because then we don't have to use YouTube, because the YouTube lag drives me insane. Right. You never know, that might come in handy. I'll keep that bit. So the next thing to do is paint this here moon. I think what I'm going to start with, because I need to get rid of all this mess, I'm going to call it, because I don't know what else to call it right now. I'm going to start by whiting out the moon with some acrylic paint. And I'm going to use my Heavy Body Liquitex acrylic white, because that should cover all of that quite easily. Actually, no, belay that. I'm going to use my Americana paint to do a basic, no, gesso. That's a better idea. I'm going to use gesso to do a basic layer. I never use gesso, but this is cartridge paper. So I want it to be a little bit more sturdy. So this will do the basic whiteout. Maddie, will you stop crying, please? And then this will go over the top to get rid of anything that's still showing through the gesso. Oi! What are you crying for? They do not like being kicked out of the bedroom, I'm telling you. They like to be in bed. Lazy buggers. Okay, that's my straight. Also, if we're on Zoom, we can have music, by the way. Can have music if you're on YouTube. So I'm going to just grab the edges of this first. Again, I'm not looking for exact. I don't care if it's not exact. As long as it's fairly close to what we started with, I'm happy. But I can actually see the pencil marks. Anybody else doing Moony type stuff today? It's unnervingly quiet. Why does it feel like it's so quiet? It's so weird. Might be because I was talking to Carolyn on FaceTime earlier, so my brain is expecting if there's video, there should be sound.
I'm finishing up a Moony thing.
You're doing a moon? Excellent.
My sky's not dark enough. I don't have a double camera.
Aren't you using an iPad?
I am, but I don't have it over me. Like.
Oh, right. Oh, yeah, you need like a stand or something. Oh, that's cool. Oh, hang on. Let me.
But my sky, I'm still working on the sky. It's not dark enough.
I don't know if I switch to you.
Nice.
Does that mean everybody else can see it now? I don't know.
I don't know. Whoops. Ah, things are falling. That's it.
There you go. Well, it's cool. I like it.
Thank you. The moon was so huge rising. I just had to over the Cascade Mountains.
Ah. Oh, so it had like an orangey hue to it, did it, where it was coming up?
It was so foggy, so it was cool.
Oh, you can see it, Sue. Did it come up on full screen or part screen, or I can't see the YouTube screen to know if it came up, see, so I'm curious. It must have come up on something because you could see it, so. Okay, hang on. It came up as a small screen. Okay. So can you see me as a small screen as well as a big screen? Oh, it's so
Your
hard
work is a big
see.
And
it should be a big screen with a little tiny me in the corner. And then when I spotlight somebody, it should automatically change to them.
I actually have it set up while all four of you are off to the side.
Oh, no, this is for people watching on YouTube, not on Zoom.
Oh, sorry.
I need to make that clear, don't I? So if I spotlight Ashley, does that puts her in the little corner, does it? Okay. So what happens if I pin me then? Oh, I see. Pinning is within Zoom and spotlighting right, I've got it. So if I spotlight somebody, it shows it in a little corner. Oh, the small corner is changing if she talks. Oh, okay. And if I spotlight it, it changes to her deliberately. And the rest of the time it's showing me. I like it. That's what it's supposed to be doing. So then the pin video is for within Zoom. So if I pin it, that means Mara can see it as the big screen rather than just a little one. I got it. Scoob, you need to stop whining. You're doing my head in. You are not going to go and sit in the bed. There's a perfectly good armchair there. It's a perfectly good dog bed in the corner. And there's even a rug in the middle of the room. Okay? Just find somewhere to sit and stop whining. But I want to go and lie in the bed, Mum. Yes, that's what's happening. Excellent. Thanks, Sue. Because I can't see my YouTube screen at all. I don't watch the YouTube screen because if I had the YouTube screen available, I couldn't see what I was doing in the moment because you've got so much lag. So, heavy body acrylic. Scooby, stop. That should now take over the top of the gesso. Scooby, don't make me put you in the kitchen, okay? No. He's just being a brat. But most of you lot have kids, so I guess you know what that's like. I said no, and he's having a moan about it. Because honestly, having a vocal dog is like having a 2-year-old in the house. Ash, what are you doing? You sound like moving bodies.
I can't see. I thought I was muted.
No.
I'm sorry. It doesn't matter anyways. I have to go to work.
Oh, no.
I'm so sad.
Ooh.
I'd rather do art.
I know. And that's how I ended up as an art teacher.
Right? I went to art school. You'd think I would have gone down that path.
Oh.
No.
Need a new job, mate.
Something.
Scooby.
You all have a fabulous day.
Oh, we will. Have fun at work.
You too. Bye.
Bye. Oh, I like that little jingle. So when somebody comes in, it makes a doorbell sound. And when somebody goes out, it's like a magic woo-doo. Funny thing about the lag, even on Zoom, the small screen and the sound are slightly ahead of the big screen. Yeah, well, that happens because that's your internet trying to prioritize multiple streams. And large screen HD is a lot harder to stream than audio video. So it'll always let the smallest packets through first. If you think of it kind of like when there's a crowd of people trying to push through a door, the first people through are the kids because they can get through easier because they're tiny. That's how it works. Audio packets are smaller than video packets. So the sound tends to be out of sync with the video. And a smaller screen will usually be out of sync with the bigger screen. Because technology is very, very good, but it's not perfect, unfortunately. Scooby, sit your bum down or I'm going to put you in timeout. Not that that ever works with you. You just sit on the stairs and moan at me. I put Maddie in timeout, which at least has the decency to sit on the stairs and look contrite. But not Scooby. No, he just sits and mouths at me from there. Okay, that's covered up the edges. It's not perfect, but it doesn't have to be perfect because it's going to be seen from a distance anyway. I'm never going to be up close and personal to it. Now we get to do the fun part. Because what I'm going to do is use my favourite ink. Because this is acrylic, so over acrylic. Obviously, if you've got gouache or something, you could use gouache for this, and then you can use watercolour over the top or whatever. But I'm going to start putting in some shadow bits. What on earth have I got stuck to my hand? Oh, it's glue. PVA glue. Oh dear. I'm still a 5-year-old at heart. Give me PVA glue and I get it stuck to my hands and start peeling it off. Okay. Water it down a bit. Should we get a moon picture up, just so we've got a little bit of an idea of where we're putting the colours? The moon's weird. It's one of those things that you think you know what it looks like until you actually have to do something that looks like it. And then it doesn't look like it. Whoops. Oh, for goodness sake. The moon. Images. There we go. Oh, look, full moon in Taurus. This is today's moon. Let's use that one. See, if you had to draw the moon without a guide, wouldn't you think you'd put the grey dots all over it? I would. But no, look at this. It's got the grey splodges there and virtually nothing anywhere else. So weird. I honestly would have put grey splodges all over the place. So let's put some splodgy bits. The paint's not dry, it's kind of going mauve. Dog hair. Well, that's okay, I don't mind. You do more than one. Probably going to do more than one layer anyway. And I kind of like the mauve. Whoops. There's a big crater there. And a big crater there. A couple of splodgy bits there, splodgy bit there, splodgy bit there, a little bit of a thing, a little bit of a thing, a little bit of a thing. very technical things and splodgy bits. And because the white paint underneath is still fairly wet, you can kind of mix it in and blend it and make it a little less square. Like that. Splodgy bit, splodgy bit, splodgy bit. Mix up the splodgy bits. Now that looks like too much, but what I plan to do next is let that dry completely, so the next layer I put on will not mix with the layer underneath. And the next layer will be much darker. So this will actually look a little bit lighter, and then I can go back in with my white and refine the edges back into where I want them to be. So we have to let this bit dry, but who's got time for that, right? Watch your ears. Okay, that's dry, so I'm gonna put it under there for a second so it dries a little bit flatter. Yorick is drying nicely. He's nowhere near dry, but he is drying nicely. I think he should be dry by Saturday. I checked on him earlier and he was looking good. I think I need to put him somewhere warm, but not too warm. So he dries out, but he dries out fairly evenly. Okay. There we go. That's flatter. Doesn't have to be totally flat, just has to be a bit flatter. And this time I'm going to use a splodgy brush because I want to make random splodges. I don't want to make angular things. So this time I'm going back in and I'm going to do these much darker areas as splodgy kind of it's quite dark there. I know, boo-boo. And guess what? I'm still not going in the other room. Scooby, it's enough. Okay, there we go. No, you're being naughty. Give it a rest. Go and sit on Mama's chair. Go and sit on Mama's chair. Go on. You're a lovely boy, but you're not going to bed. Go sit on Mama's chair. Once his boop snooted. Snoot the boop. There. Boop the snoot. Boop. Makes you sneeze, doesn't it? Boop the snoot. Boop the snoot. Go on then. Go sit in Mummy's chair. Oh, you want it? Come and say hello to everybody then, if you want to. You don't be a doofus. Just letting this dry a second. I may add a smidge more dark to it, or I may do that with pencil or like oil pastel or something. Oil pastel is much easier to add detail to, funnily enough. So while we're waiting for that to dry, speaking of oil pastel, where are my oil pastels? I thought I brought them over here the other day. Where did they go? Oh, I must have taken them back over here. Hang on. Scooby, stop. Sit up there. Up. 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 Come on, I'm not telling you again. Up. Stay. Stay. Where are my oil pastels, Mum? Anybody know? Can I see them from over here, over there? No. Why can't I find my oil pastels? Why? Ah, I'll be in there. No, nothing there either. Bugger, she said fervently. Oh, Auntie Lolly's sending you snuggles, Mr. Boo. Telling you what a good boy you are, even though you're a little bub. I'm sorry, I can't find my oil pastels. I used them yesterday, didn't I? I used them on Twitch. So where the hell are they? Where's my oil pastels, boo-boo? What have you done with them? Not falling in there. For goodness sake.
Is it in the easel drawer?
No, I have nothing in there anymore. Nice try, but no. I don't put anything in that anymore. Nothing. I'm all but ready to nail it shut, actually. I just have to take the thing off to put on my other piece. I don't understand where they've gone. I was using them on my Twitch piece. And that was the last time I used them. So where the hell are they? Just check they haven't fallen down the back there or anything. Oh well, I guess I'll have to use these. I don't like these so much, but I prefer my other ones because these are water soluble and I can't use these because these are water soluble, which means I can't cover them. Oh, this is so annoying. Think. The only two places they should be is here or there. So why can't I find them? Are they under something? That's the next question. No, there's not really enough there to be under anything. Just for peace of mind. Nope, see, nothing in there. Didn't get caught under there, did they? Nope. Oh, this is ridiculous. Come on. It's not like I even have any places I can squirrel things away anymore. I don't have hidden storage for this reason. Another quick check over here. No. I'm befuddled. I don't know. I don't know where they could possibly have gone. There's nowhere for anything to hide anymore. But apparently my oil pastels have found their place. You haven't got them, have you, Maddie? Not in your bed? Nope. Ah, okay, plan B. What's plan B? I really wanted to use my oil pastels. Grr. Well, I guess we're going to have to use these. These are water soluble, so I can't use my... Ooh, who farted? Was that you, Mara? Making squeak noises at me. It's probably Maddie, actually. I'll have to use these, and then instead of painting it with matte medium, because these are water soluble, I'll have to spray it with my fixative, which is really annoying, and I really didn't want to do that. But I can't just not do it because I can't find my oil pastels, which should be here. They must have fallen off somewhere and ended up somewhere that they shouldn't be, because they should be there. Oh, how annoying. Anyway, I'm gonna have to live with it. I actually want to get the bigger set, so maybe that's my other self saying, you know what, just order the bigger set. I've only got 12 colours and there's 50. I kind of want 50 because I do use them a lot. And I'm on my second set of 12 now, so anyway, I'm going to use basically the colours that I used here. I'm doing the background now. So the colours I've used in the backgrounds, I'm going to use to kind of zhuzh them up a bit. This one's quite bright already. So maybe I'll start with this one, because the first one you always do a little bit less than you would with anything else. So I'm literally going to just do some extra spreading of colour, basically, just to make it look a little bit more uneven. Oh, I'd really much rather be using my other pastels. So I'm adding in colour where I think it will be beneficial to have it, basically. That was your guess. You're out of ideas as well. Yeah. I don't understand. You know, I'm going to stand up when I'm finished and go, oh, look what I found. We're sticking to very organic shapes, so I'm trying to use blobs and circles and smudge them out rather than like scribbling and then smudging. Gives the idea of things spinning in space, you see. Looks very dark. Oh, it's my screen. Okay. I was going to say, it looks weird. I don't want to add too much of this pink. I just want to blend it out a little bit. One hard edge is okay. Two hard edges, not okay. And again, going off the page into the moon area so that we don't have anything suddenly stopping. It looks really weird if you do that. Do a little bit more of that goldy colour. I want this to be more gold than that weird, whatever it is at the moment, olive green kind of colour. So I'm putting the pastel inside the edges of where the watercolour goes and then smudging it out over the edge of the watercolour. That way it looks like it's, well, it is layered, but it looks more layered, like clouds are layered. Smidging down there. Where's my dark blue? Like 4 purples in this one set. Very weird. Grey. Let's put some of that in there, tone that down. And just like with the paint, I'm working intuitively. I'm literally just looking at it and going, where could it use a bit more colour? That's all I'm doing. I'm not doing anything fancy. I'm mostly just enhancing what's already there, actually. My other pastels work much better over watercolour, because these are water soluble. They have a tendency to react with the oil of your skin, so they don't smoosh quite as well. Technical term. Okay. That's looking okay. Darken up this side, give it a boundary. Better. And I'm not going to go in with white. I'm going to use white acrylic, I think, and do my dry brushing, because I think that will work a lot better. Or should I? Let me try a little bit of white. Let me see what happens. I think it would just turn kind of a mucky grey. Yeah, it's not really white. It's just kind of mucky. So, and now we do this side. See? Shiny, shiny, bright, bright. Super galaxy. Nah. This side looks like I barely coloured it in. Okay, let's get some red and purple on down here. That's not the one, that's the one I want. There we go, that's much better. Look how pretty. Let's get some more purple up here. And maybe a little bit of pink on that edge. That crease is getting on my nerves now. Because you know once a piece of paper creases, that's where it's going to crease forever. So now I couldn't stop it bending there even if I wanted to. Well, I do want to, but I can't stop it. Violet. No, I don't want violet. I want dark blue. Where's my dark blue? There it is. Grey. Nope, that's black. Where's my slate grey gone? There it is. I guess if you've got Neocolor 2s, you could do that with this as well. Or art bars, or anything really that'll. Or you could just go in with another layer of watercolor if you wanted to, or pencil. It really doesn't matter how you do it. That's much prettier. Now I like this bit down here. I don't want to mess with this bit too much. So what I'm going to do is throw some more blue, but I'm going to throw a different blue. I'm going to put this blue in here. And then put this one in with it. Kind of looks like trees. That purple here. So it looks like the moon's kind of covering up that bit. Of course, you wouldn't see this bit because the moon would be there, but that doesn't matter. We're going for pretty, we're not going for realistic. Run that grey down there. Where's my yellow? Yeah, I like that. I really like this bit so much. I might just add a little bit more black. Not too much, just enough to bring out that grey. I don't want to make it look ridiculous. I just want to enhance those colours a tiny bit. looks like a forest. Okay, so that's our two moons. So while I've got an opportunity for that to dry, I'm going to grab my slightly off-white. This is not white, it's like mocha. It's like a creamy colour, but it's much better than white for when you don't want, sometimes white's too stark. Whites are too whites and blacks are not black enough. That's the problem. That's my life in a nutshell. That's going to go on my tombstone. Whites were too white and blacks were not black enough. Okay. Now I want my, there he is. This one holds quite a lot of water, so I'm just going to grab some paint and a bit of water. The flicks. We've got to have stars, right? So that can go and dry now. And we can come back to this. With our scruffy brush and our dry white, not white, it's kind of creamy. And our, whoops. And then we can go back in and blend out some of this back to where we need it to be. So the moon is not going to be completely white, it's going to be kind of a creamy-ish colour with lighter and darker spots. I like the way that's muting the grey, but I don't like the white bit. I may actually have to use white for once. White may actually not be too white for a change. Oh. Oh, okay. The white works better with the grey acrylic, so I'm going to use white. It's unusual for me, but I'm going to use white. You're also quiet. Are you working on stuff? I can't imagine that you're just sitting there wrapped with me arsing around with paints.
My internet's really bad, so I might be missing out on stuff.
Oh no.
But so if you're if you ask a question and it's like completely quiet on my end, that might be why.
I wonder if that's because I turned the HD up. Is your internet usually fairly slow?
It's different day by day, so it might be mine, but
It might be nothing to do with us, or it might be
no.
because I turned it up and today's a problem for you as well anyway. But it could be that I've turned it up and it's a problem for you, but it would have been a problem even if I hadn't.
Yesterday was fine though, so.
Well, let's see what it's like later. Well, I'll switch it back to regular later and we'll see if that makes a difference. It's only going to be in an hour. That shouldn't make that much difference at your end, should it? Unless they fix something. Okay, let's get this white back up in here. Okay, it's confirmed. I do not like working on gesso. I put gesso on this paper thinking that it would be better because the paper's not that malleable, and it's horrible. I can't spread anything about. Or no like. A bit of a fail today, aren't we? I think you learn more from when things don't work than when they do, to be honest. Because you see me problem solve my way out of it. Like a lot of art is not knowing how to do things, it's how to fix things when they haven't come out the way you wanted them to. And that's not really something anybody can teach you. You have to kind of figure that out for yourself, what works and what doesn't. Ooh. Now we let that dry. This should be dry now. Nope. So now we can turn this over and do dog hair. Splodgy paint things with this now. that dry. It's really one massive production line of, and let's put that to one side to dry. Okay. No, I'm sorry, Scooby, keeping you awake. Use any pastels for this, there's two, by the way. If you've got like pan pastels or anything like that, or even chalk pastels, at a push you could even use chalk. So you don't have to have oil pastels to do this effect. It's basically just adding dry colour over watercolour to bring out the extra colours. I'm not really adding colour, I'm just adding more colour, if that makes sense. This is the same blue. I'm just making it a bit darker. Make that look like it's going up behind the moon. And this bit can come down towards the moon and away from the moon, like that. Let's have this grey here. Like that. Some yellow. I don't want to detract from the full moon on this one by having too many colours around it, so I'm mostly going to use blue. Ugh. This lighter blue up here. These are not as easy to control, but they are at least water soluble, so you can wipe them off acrylic fairly easily. So if you get them everywhere, it doesn't actually matter that much. More like grey to tone it down a little bit. That looks all right. Good. Okay, now there's my I very rarely use black, but I'm really trying to get that heavy contrast there. There we go. Now we got a moon. Looking all moon-like in its moonliness. Very nice. I like it.
Yeah, I love the way that's turning out.
Amazing what a little bit of oil pastel over the top of something can do. This is why I like it so much. And this isn't even the good oil pastels. If it was the good oil pastels, it'd be way better. I'm just gonna, I want that dark blob there, but I don't want to smear it. So I'm doing it on the spot just to push it in, because there is actually a dark blob just there, see? So I want that dark blob there. Now, I'm going to grab some more white and water. Now, I don't mind the odd white blob on this, on the moon, because it actually does have impact craters, but I want to be a bit more controlled about where I put them. So I'm going to just pop that in the middle there. so it won't get all over my blobby bit of the moon. And then I can do these bits around the outside, and I'll get a few, but not too many. Then I can go in and do, like, there's a series of craters across there like that. Whoops, I've got a shooting star now. There you go. Let's blot that one out. That works better. A couple of really white spots in here somewhere, I remember. There we go. So now it looks like it's got impact craters. But there's no stars in front of the moon, because we don't have stars in front of the moon, do we? Looking good, isn't it? When I first put it down, you were all like, oh, I don't know about that lavender. It's going purple. Sometimes you just got to keep going at it, because honestly, there was several moments there where I thought, oh, this is not good. I'm going to have to start again. But it's fine. Okay, so now we've got these two. So this is going to be our first quarter. It's good, isn't it? It's going to be our first quarter and our second quarter. Now, obviously, this other half of the circle should actually be dark. Who cares, right? I don't. If it bugs me later, I might, you know, redraw the circle and then just in that area, like just go over it with a very diluted India ink to make it look really dark in that area, but keep the colour. Like I did with that thing the other day where I put India ink over it. You could still see what's going on underneath, but it brings out the colours and still makes it look dark. But I kind of like the half moon thing. I think it looks all right. So the last thing we need to do, that's dry enough to work on now, is this bit. And guess what we're going to do with this? Exactly the same. We've got 10 minutes. This doesn't actually have as many different colours in it, so it's actually got fewer sections of colour. So let's get those yellow bits in first so we don't lose them. And we've got that nice big area of grey. Where's my grey gone? There's my blue. There's my blue. I'm going to need that one. Blue, grey. Oops, sorry, jiggling the camera about. Okay, purple. And lots of blue. That'll do. Okay. One more round of white splatting. Oh, big splotch. Big splotches. See if we can get some big splotches on this one. No, just splotches. That one's all right. That one doesn't look like it's got any splotches on it. What's going on there? There we go. Ta-da! So, there's our moons finished. And it's going to look like that. And then that. Well, actually, no, it's going to look like this. But the whole moon will fit. So it's like that. And like that. Or rather that. And then that. And then that. And then hold that thought. Hold that thought. Push boo. Okay, in sequence. In sequence. Full moon. Half moon. No moon. No moon. Hey? Hey? Moon. Oh, I could have just turned that round. That would have been easier. Moon the other way. I'm so happy with this. It's looking really cool. So that's our moon box. I need to try and replicate the little bit I've got here on there. That's going to be tricky. So I think what I'll probably do is cheat. I will scan this. I will cut out the bit that I need and I will stick it on there. Go, ta-da! Because that's too much work for anybody. And it's a tiny little bit and I don't want to get the ink on the acetate because it'll mark the acetate and, you know, let's not do that. So there's my moons. Interesting little background page. Looks like the start of a Stravinsky. Kandinsky, not Stravinsky. Stravinsky was a musician, wasn't he? Let's put those in there to keep them flat and make sure that pastel doesn't come off on anything. Between now and finishing off this, I'm going to have to take that outside and spray it. So hopefully it won't be too bad tomorrow. Hopefully it won't be raining tomorrow. If it's raining tomorrow, that's going to be a pain in the arse. Oh, shut up with your big ass motorbike. We don't care how many engines you've got. Oh, look, it's going to be raining tomorrow. But my spray doesn't take that long to dry and it's going to be dry on Saturday. So it should be all right Saturday. I can do it Saturday. Might even conceivably, actually, I can probably do it tonight. We've got people who drive quad bikes around here and it drives me insane. I could probably nip outside and spray it tonight, actually, because it's going to be dry. So, and I need to paint this. So I'm going to slap some paint on this tomorrow morning before I do Twitch, or I might even do it on Twitch because that's the kind of boring thing that I do on Twitch and people seem to like watching it. I don't know. Depends how much I get done, I guess. Still haven't figured out how to get all these dog hairs off. Yeah, so this has got to be painted black. And I need to stick this onto the back. And what I'll do is make sure that I put double-sided tape all around the edge so that it makes sure that it stays on the box. But I'll also put double-sided tape right up to this edge and right up to this edge here, so that the paper can only go in here. I don't want it being able to go off to one side and get stuck or something. So, but I won't bother painting this bit. I may not even bother painting the back, to be honest. I don't really need to. It's just going to be the edge, which I can do when I do the box. So it's really just the edges of the box. And then I thought I might either do, I really like how that one yesterday came out where I did the silver on it. So I'm wondering if I might do black, but do the front in silver. And I've got some planets and stuff that I could emboss around the outside. I thought that might be quite cool. I've got some planet stamps I don't think I have them to hand. I kind of like the idea of doing some embossed planets and then painting the whole thing over in silver so it looks like a silver frame. I think that would set off the moon very well. And then I think what I'm also going to do is get some of those very small set of those fairy lights, like the 8 set of fairy lights you can get, and put them inside the box. So they literally would be through holes on here, and then you can switch on the battery and it'll light up inside, so you'll be able to see a bit better, because this is quite dark. I don't want to not be able to see my moon. But if I put a couple of little fairy lights or something in, or even actually what might work is some of those little tea light candles, but not flickering candles, you know, the electric candles. A couple of those in there would probably work. That would be quite cool, because they would flicker and they would be all cute. So there you go. That's where we're up to with that. Now, Halloween Chronicles. I had every intention of doing a class 7 till 9 tonight to do some more on my Halloween Chronicles, but after doing 6 hours yesterday and 2 hours today, plus a 2-hour meeting, plus I did a load of stuff this morning, and I've still got some stuff I need to do for Halloween Chronicles. I've got to put your prompts up. I think I might skip tonight and do it tomorrow instead. So if I do tonight's fairy lights make everything better, exactly my point, exactly. If I do, instead of doing 7 till 9 tonight, if I do 4 till 6 tomorrow, is that okay with everybody? Anybody got any strong objections to doing 4 till 6 tomorrow instead of 7 till 9 tonight? Because I'm knackered, honestly, and I'm a bit creatively drained, and I just want to sit and go, you know, you have those days where you've just been doing too much and you're just like, yeah, I just want to sit and stare at paint. Literally just watch paint dry. I don't want to paint the paint. I just want to sit and watch it dry. Nobody's objecting yet, so either YouTube hasn't caught up with us. Actually, what I really want to do, what I really want to do is sit and watch the last 2 episodes of The Haunting of Hill House. Or is it, no, the last one. Has anybody been watching that? The neighbours would be quiet, you'd sleep. I know the feeling, yes. I might have an early night actually, and then I'll feel a lot better tomorrow. So I'll rearrange tonight's session to tomorrow afternoon, which is probably better anyway, because by then I'll have had a nap, I'll have had an early night. I feel a lot better on a Friday afternoon when I've not really done anything, because Fridays are usually my day off. So I'll probably do a bit more than 2 hours tomorrow. I'll be feeling a lot more creatively urgy. Look, I'm tidying up my desk. Are you impressed? This is every single time I've done something since I put all this up, that I've tidied my desk immediately when I finished a session. Not watching, but people have been disappointed by the last episode. I have a theory about it. I think I know I'm pretty sure I know what happens. I've been watching about the same speed as Courtney, and I've been saying, we've had our theories, and so far I've been right on absolutely everything. There's only a couple of things that I cannot figure out. I think that Abigail, the imaginary friend, is not imaginary. I think that's the Dudleys keep calling the baby that died our first little girl. And then she mentioned about homeschooling. And I'm like, well, if she's homeschooling, she must have a child, right? So Abigail, the girl who lives in the woods, I think is the Dudleys' child from the cottage at the edge of the estate. I think she's real. And I think she's soon to be dead and in the house. And I think that's why the Dudleys or what. There's something going on where the Dudleys know something, because they found the body, didn't they? They found the body, the mother's body. And I think the Dudleys know something. Something happens to Abigail and they know something about it because they found the mother's body, and they and the father are kind of, I wouldn't necessarily say in cahoots, but they've got some sort of thing going where one of them knows something. And that's why he won't sell the house. And that's why they're the caretakers of it. That's what I think. I think that's how it's going to end up. And I think it's all going to end up with them in that room, because that red room is like the room of requirement. The ballet studio, the tree house, Olivia's reading room. What else was there? The games room. They're all the same room. Have you noticed that? They're all exactly the same room. They're the same dimensions. They've got the same floor, and they've got the same little window with the same sash. Did you see on BuzzFeed where somebody said the kids are the stages of grief in birth order? Yeah, Stephen's definitely denial, isn't he? Or, although, I don't know. Shirley, pretty head in the sand. I loved that bit where they were driving, because she's like, nope, didn't see it. Everybody goes, there's a ghost. Shirley goes, oh, where? Oh, over here, you say. Oh, I don't see one. Is it gone? You know, she always manages to arrive just as they disappear. And then, spoilers, anybody hasn't seen episode 9, when they're driving in the car and that thing happens, and then what's her name? Theo goes, is that real enough for you, Shirley? Did you see that? I was dying. I was dying. Stephen can see things and doesn't realize he can see things. I'm sure of it. That there is no way that that bloke on the stairs with the crazy moustache isn't tied into it somewhere. Why would anybody look? All the nondescript workers, you cannot pick any one of those workers. I doubt anybody could even very well describe the guy that came in to talk to him about the mold in the first place, except he had white overalls and crazy afro hair. I could not tell you any of those workers, but I could describe that guy with the handlebar moustache fixing the clock to a T. So he's a key point, I think. It's interesting because Stephen mentioned somebody fixing the clock. So I'm wondering if Stephen sees him and he's actually a ghost. But I don't know yet because they haven't got back to the house. I've only seen him when the workers were there and Olivia walked past him. But then there was a flashback with Stephen, and I think Stephen saw the same guy. I have to go and check, but I'm sure it was the same bloke. Which means Stephen's seen ghosts and he doesn't even realise it. And he's been in Luke's treehouse, which doesn't exist. He's been in the reading room, which doesn't exist. He's been in the games room, which doesn't exist. He went in and called his sister out of the ballet room, which doesn't exist. So he's seeing stuff and he doesn't even know. He's also in denial or stupidity. That could be stupidity. That could be actually the 5 stages of grief, like denial. I suppose it could be anger, where he gets drunk all the time. I don't know. But, and here's my theory, okay? And I don't think it's going to be part of the actual story, or I've been told it's not part of the story, but black mold, do you know what black mold does, apart from killing you? Black mold gives you auditory and visual hallucinations. And I think that the Red Room, I don't quite know how or why, they all end up going in there and it gives them hallucinations and they imagine that it's a games room or a library or a dance studio or whatever, but they're actually hallucinating. And all the stuff that they're seeing is actually hallucinations brought on by this black mold. That's my theory. And the ones who are susceptible to things like drugs and suicide and all that sort of stuff are the ones who've actually got mental illness. And I think it comes from, I mean, obviously the mother had some mental illness, but the father, he admitted to seeing the mother and talking to her every day as a coping mechanism. So he's got a mental illness, but it's kind of his own devising. And then the sister, obviously, she was crazy. Anybody could see she was off, even as a child. And then Luke, well, twins tend to be like that anyway. One goes off the rails, so does the other. But Luke spends his entire life out of his head because he can't cope with what he's seeing. So that's my theory. Half of them are crazy, and the black mold's making the rest of them even crazier. Yeah. Anyway.
I missed what show this was, but...
Oh, The Haunting of Hill House on Netflix is really good. Really good. There's a lot of people are going on about how scary it is, and oh, that bit, it was so horrifying, and it kept me up all night. I'm like, oh, dude, you do not listen to true crime. There's a few jump scares in it. Episode 9 had a couple of jump scares that even made me jump, but they made me jump in a good way. Because like there was a jump and then Theo screaming at Shirley going, did you see that? Is that real enough for you, Shirley? I was just laughing so hard. Anyway, yes, that's what I really want to do tonight, is watch the last episode of that. I've been really enjoying it. I'm gripped. It's not very often I watch something and it's so good that I can't do anything else while I'm doing it. Steve is denial. Well, yeah. Denial runs deep in that family. Very, very deep. Shirley is anger. I wouldn't have said Shirley was particularly angry. She's more in denial than Steve is. Steve's very angry. Theo is bargaining. Theo is drinking. I like Theo. I think she's my favourite. Luke is depression. Yeah, definitely. But yeah, anyway, I want to find out what happens with... Something's weird about Abigail. They keep bringing her up, but there's no reason for bringing her up. Nella's acceptance. That doesn't seem right, because Nell accepted... Nell understood, but she couldn't handle it. So that's not really acceptance, is it? It's an interesting theory. It doesn't quite fit, but it's kind of, I can see where they're going with it, but I don't think it quite fits. But anyway, like I said, my entire theory is actually what's going on is the black mold is making them all crazy. Black mold, hallucinations, y'all. Okay. That's it. I'm going to stop the sharing bit there. There we go. Stop the recording. So that'll go and finish. Chat is closed there. Thanks for joining us, all those on YouTube. I know most of you are trying to find a way to get Zoom to work on bigger screens. So, you know, like I say, I've got Carolyn working on it, trying to find an easy way to do it, because I really would like to cut YouTube out of the equation, because it's just an annoyance, frankly. And I would just rather just have one thing to post, Because at the moment, I can't schedule anything in advance more than an hour because of YouTube scheduling. I can't, like I set up all today's classes on Zoom and next week's, but I can't set up the YouTube stuff until just before I start because every time I use it, it changes the link. So it's really annoying. I want to get rid of YouTube. That was the point of getting Zoom, people. So we'll figure it out. We've got 3 months to do it. So, and Caroline's pretty technical. So, right. Bye-bye, YouTubes. Tube of the U's.